History is filled with mysteries that have perplexed people for centuries. These mysteries have captured our imaginations and inspired countless books, movies, and TV shows. Today, we're going to delve into the top 10 mysteries in history and explore the stories behind them. Top 10. The Roanoke Colony, also known as the Lost Colony, has intrigued historians, archaeologists, and conspiracy theorists for over 4 centuries. Picture this. It's the late 16th century, and a group of brave colonists, led by John White, embark on a treacherous journey to establish a new settlement in the New World. But just a few years later, when White returns to the colony after a crucial trip back to England, he finds it deserted, without a trace of its inhabitants. The only clue? The word Croatan carved into a post. What happened to the Roanoke colonists? Were they killed by Native American tribes? Did they try to sail back to England and get lost at sea? Or did they become integrated into nearby tribes and eventually lose their English identity? Top 9. In 1888, the Whitechapel district of London became the setting for a series of brutal and gruesome murders that shocked the world. The killer, who came to be known as Jack the Ripper, targeted female prostitutes, whom he brutally mutilated and disemboweled. The Ripper's identity has never been officially discovered, despite numerous investigations, suspects, and theories. His modus operandi was consistent throughout the 5 confirmed murders, leading authorities and the public to believe that the killer had a strong medical knowledge. Jack the Ripper's case became an international sensation, sparking widespread panic and frenzy, and inspiring numerous books, films, and TV series. Even today, over a century later, the mystery of the Ripper continues to captivate people's imagination, leading to countless books, documentaries, and investigations trying to solve the case. Top 8. The story of the Mary Celeste is one of the greatest maritime mysteries of all time. In 1872, the American merchant brigantine was discovered adrift in the Atlantic Ocean without a single soul on board. The ship was found by a British vessel, and the crew was perplexed by the eerie scene. The sails were partially set, the ship was in seaworthy condition, and there was no sign of a struggle or foul play. All the crew's personal belongings, food, and water were still on board, but there were no signs of the captain, his family, or the crew. The Mary Celeste's last log entry was dated 10 days prior to its discovery, and it showed no signs of distress or trouble. Theories abound as to what happened to the crew. Some speculate that they were attacked by pirates, others that they were victims of a freak accident, and still others that they were killed by an unknown illness. Despite numerous investigations and searches, the fate of the Mary Celeste's crew remains a mystery to this day. The story of the ghost ship has inspired countless books, movies, and documentaries, and has become a symbol of the unexplained and the mysterious. What do you think happened to the crew of the Mary Celeste? Do you think they encountered pirates, sea monsters, or aliens? Top 7. Amelia Earhart was a pioneer aviator and one of the most iconic figures in aviation history. Born in 1897 in Atchison, Kansas, Earhart broke countless barriers for women in aviation, and her legacy still inspires people around the world today. Earhart's passion for aviation began at an early age, and she took her first flying lesson in 1920. In 1928, she became the first woman to fly across the Atlantic Ocean as a passenger on a flight piloted by Wilmer Stoltz and Lewis Gordon. But Earhart's most famous accomplishment came in 1932, when she became the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic. She flew from Newfoundland, Canada, to Ireland, completing the journey in just under 15 hours. Throughout her career, Earhart was a tireless advocate for women's rights and opportunities, and her pioneering spirit inspired countless women around the world. Tragically, Earhart disappeared in 1937 while attempting to fly around the world with navigator Fred Noonan, and her fate remains a mystery to this day. Despite her untimely disappearance, Earhart's impact on aviation and women's empowerment is still felt today. Her legacy lives on through numerous books, documentaries, and films, and her name remains synonymous with courage, determination, and the spirit of adventure. Top 6. The mystery of the pyramids in Egypt refers to the unanswered questions surrounding the construction of these ancient structures. The Egyptian pyramids were built over 4,000 years ago during the Old Kingdom period, and they remain one of the most impressive engineering feats in human history. However, despite decades of research and study, there is still much that we do not know about how they were built. Some of the most intriguing questions about the pyramids include how the ancient Egyptians were able to move such massive stones across long distances and how they were able to construct such precise and stable structures without modern technology. There are also theories about the potential involvement of extraterrestrial or supernatural forces in their construction. Although, despite ongoing research and archaeological discoveries, the mystery of the pyramids continues to fascinate and intrigue people around the world. Top 5. The mystery of Stonehenge refers to the unanswered questions surrounding this prehistoric monument located in Wiltshire, England. Stonehenge consists of a ring of standing stones, each weighing several tons, that were erected over 4,500 years ago. Despite decades of research and study, there is still much that we do not know about this ancient site. Some of the most intriguing questions about Stonehenge include how the stones were transported over long distances, how they were erected without the use of modern technology, and what the purpose of the monument was. Theories range from Stonehenge serving as an astronomical observatory to a burial site to a place of healing and spiritual worship. What do you think was the purpose of Stonehenge? How do you think the ancient people transported and erected the stones? Top 4. The Loch Ness Monster, also known as Nessie, is a legendary creature said to inhabit Loch Ness, a large freshwater lake in the Scottish Highlands. Sightings of a large, unknown creature in the loch date back to the 6th century, and many people believe that Nessie is a surviving dinosaur, such as a plesiosaur that has somehow managed to survive in the loch for thousands of years. Despite numerous reported sightings and efforts to find conclusive evidence of Nessie's existence, no solid evidence has been found to date. Many theories have been proposed to explain the sightings, including misidentifications of known animals, hoaxes, and even psychological tricks of the mind. Does the Loch Ness Monster really exist? Is it a surviving dinosaur, or simply a hoax perpetuated by locals? And if it does exist, why has it never been captured or conclusively proven to exist? Top 3. The Bermuda Triangle, also known as the Devil's Triangle, is one of the most mysterious places on Earth. Located in the western part of the North Atlantic Ocean, the Bermuda Triangle is notorious for the disappearance of ships and airplanes without any apparent explanation. The Bermuda Triangle has been the site of numerous disappearances since the 1800s, with over 100 ships and airplanes vanishing without a trace. Some of the most famous cases include the disappearance of Flight 19, a group of 5 U.S. Navy bombers that disappeared during a training mission in 1945, and the sinking of the USS Cyclops, a Navy cargo ship that vanished in 1918 with over 300 people on board. There are many theories about what causes these strange disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle. Some people believe that it is due to natural phenomena such as strong currents or rogue waves, while others speculate that it is caused by human error or piracy. There are also more outlandish theories, such as the idea that the Bermuda Triangle is a portal to another dimension or that it is the work of extraterrestrial beings. So, what do you think is behind the mystery of the Bermuda Triangle? Is it a natural phenomenon, human error, or something more mysterious and inexplicable? We may never know the answer, but the enigma of the Bermuda Triangle continues to captivate and intrigue people around the world. Top 2. The Zodiac Killer was a serial killer who operated in Northern California during the late 1960s and early 1970s. The killer, who was never identified, taunted law enforcement and the media by sending letters and codes to newspapers, claiming responsibility for a string of murders. The Zodiac Killer's victims ranged in age, gender, and occupation, and the killer was known for using elaborate and cryptic codes in his communications. Despite numerous suspects and extensive investigations, the identity of the Zodiac Killer has never been conclusively determined. The case of the Zodiac Killer remains one of the most famous unsolved mysteries in American history, and it continues to capture the public's imagination to this day. The case has inspired countless books, movies, and television shows, and many people continue to speculate about the killer's identity and motives. What do you think motivated the Zodiac Killer? Do you think he acted alone, or was he part of a larger organization? And perhaps most importantly, do you think the killer will ever be identified, or will the mystery of the Zodiac Killer remain unsolved forever? And for our top 1. The Shroud of Turin is a length of linen cloth bearing the image of a man who appears to have suffered from wounds consistent with crucifixion. The shroud has been kept in the Cathedral of St. John the Baptist in Turin, Italy since the 16th century, and has been the subject of intense debate over its authenticity. While some people believe that the Shroud of Turin is the actual burial cloth of Jesus Christ, others believe that it is a medieval forgery. What do you think about the possibility that the shroud is a medieval forgery? If it is a forgery, what do you think was the motive for creating it? Or do you think it's Jesus Christ's real burial clothes? These are just a few of the many mysteries that have captivated people for centuries. What do you think? Are these mysteries simply unsolvable, or do you think we'll one day discover the truth? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this. And let us know in the comments which mystery you find the most intriguing. Until next time, stay curious.